Normally, when a car maker tweaks a product that's only been out for a couple of years, they call it a facelift. Basically what happens is a few small design changes, a little bit of tech added here and there, and maybe some new engines. That is basically it. And that's what this new Hyundai Santa Fe looks like, right? I mean, look, here's the old one, and now here's the new one. Except it isn't. See, Hyundai says that all the bits underneath, the mechanical bits that you can't see, are all new. So while it looks very much like the old one, it isn't. Got it? So let's see what is new with the all-new Hyundai Santa Fe and see if it's any good. But before we do that, please take a moment to subscribe to the CarGurus UK YouTube channel. Remember to tap the bell icon on too, that way you'll catch all of our latest videos. At the front, there's a new wider grille and headlight design. It's not exactly what you would call pretty, but it should help you find it in a busy car park. At the side, it's pretty much the same as before, apart from you do have some new alloy wheel designs. Meanwhile, at the back, we've got this new horizontal light bar, and Hyundai says that the bumper has been redesigned to look calmer and more sophisticated. No, we don't know what they mean by that either. In here you'll find 571 litres of boot space, which extends to 1,649 when you put the seats down, and you get this lovely flat load area. It's quite a bit less than the Skoda Kodiaq, which has 620 litres and 2,005 litres with the seats down, and it's a little bit less than the Kia Sorento, despite being on the same underpinnings, because Hyundai and Kia are part of the same company. And if you're wondering what these are for, it's for the third row of seats. There you go. See, these seats are mainly for children and they don't mind climbing over seats. And when they're there, they've got these aircon controls, but fear not, there is an override at the front in case your children get a bit giddy with excitement and keep changing the settings. Now, if you are grown up sitting in this seat, you will find that your knees are tucked up a bit because there's not really that much space, so they are really designed for kids. Now, I'm going to fold all the seats back up and show you the space in the second row. Things are a little more comfy in the second row of seats, and that is partly because the new Santa Fe's cabin is 20 millimetres longer, 15 millimetres wider and 5 millimetres taller, and somehow Hyundai's engineers have managed to do a bit of jiggling around and create an extra 34 millimetres of legroom. Now those all seem like very small numbers, but there's no doubt there's plenty of space back here, and headroom is very impressive. Up front, just like the seats in the back, they are comfortable and supportive, and the way that this centre console swoops into the back gives you a sensation which is the total opposite of airy spaciousness. It feels almost cocoon-like, and that's actually quite comforting in a car that's so big. Having all these buttons and switches might make the interior design seem a little cluttered, but it's good to have physical shortcut buttons as an option, as well as the full 10-inch touchscreen. And the climate control switches are so prominent that you can just feel for them without taking your eyes off the road, even for a moment. Talking of useful switches, these are especially neat as you can use them to adjust the front seat for a new passenger without having to leave the driving seat. It's a thoughtful touch that's typical of the Santa Fe's interior. As for other tricks and toys, all Santa Fe's are very well equipped. There's only two models to choose from, Premium and Ultimate, but even the cheaper one still has loads of stuff. Premium Santa Fe's get electric seats for the driver and passenger, heated seats front and rear, a heated steering wheel, dual zone climate control, a high-end Krell sound system with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, a hands-free electric tailgate, a rear-view camera, and adaptive cruise control that works even in stop-start traffic. Phew, I'm out of breath now. If you step up to the Ultimate model, it will cost you approximately £3,500 extra. But for that, you will get heads-up display, 12.3-inch digital driver's display, blind spot monitoring, heated seats that will also cool you, panoramic sunroof, 360-degree camera, and a system that will keep you in your lane when you're driving along the motorway. And breathe. There's not much you can get in the way of options. To be honest, I can't think of much else you'd need, but you can spend an extra £2,000 on something called a luxury pack. If we were in a Santa Fe with one of those, we'd have Napa leather seats, a suede headliner and brushed aluminium centre console bits. It's more than posh enough in here already though. The luxury pack doesn't really seem worth it. So we know it's comfortable and well equipped, but what's it like to drive? The first thing you'll notice is that it's quite big, which is not a bad thing when you want to squeeze 7 people in it. It becomes more problematic when you're in a supermarket car park. It's not the width so much that's a problem, it's the fact that it is 20 centimetres longer than a Land Rover Discovery Sport, for example, which can make things a little awkward when you're at your local Sainsbury's. Talking of parking, one thing I didn't mention that top spec cars get is remote smart parking assist. Check this out. Not only can this Hyundai reverse into the space for you, it can do it when you're not even in the car. You just press the buttons on the key. Out on the open road, the Santa Fe size is less of an issue. In fact, the stress of long journeys is minimised by the comfy seats, quiet interior and light, undemanding controls. Big motorway miles are easy in this car. The engine lineup is pretty simple. Just like its little brother, the Tucson, the Santa Fe has ditched diesel in favour of a hybrid-only lineup. You can go for a plug-in hybrid or a self-charging hybrid, and that's it. The plug-in hybrid has 265 horsepower and an electric-only range of up to 36 miles. That would be ideal if you do regular short trips and not too many long ones, but for the rest of us, this self-charging hybrid is probably your best bet. It uses the same 1.6 litre petrol engine but has a smaller electric motor, which means the power output is only 230 brake horsepower. But the battery pack being smaller means it weighs 160 kilograms less than the plug-in hybrid, so performance is about the same. Both the self-charging hybrid and the plug-in get the same 6-speed automatic transmission as standard. If you want four-wheel drive, the plug-in hybrid has it as standard, while the self-charging hybrid can be specified with either front-wheel drive or four-wheel drive. If you had to pick holes in the way the Santa Fe drives, then it does jiggle you about a bit on bumpy roads. That said, it doesn't lean too much in the corners, so perhaps that bouncy ride is the compromise you have to make for that. The brake pedal also feels a bit inconsistent, but that's most likely to do with the way the hybrid system gathers energy from the brakes to help top up the battery. In terms of economy, this self-charging four-wheel drive version on 19-inch alloy wheels returns about 38 miles per gallon if you're careful. If you go for the two-wheel drive version and smaller wheels, you'll get about 44 miles per gallon. And actually, unless you're hauling caravans or horse boxes around muddy fields, you might as well go for the two-wheel drive version. As well as being more fuel efficient, it costs £2,500 less to buy. If the style and badge kudos of a Land Rover Discovery Sport floats your boat, then the Santa Fe probably isn't for you. The Santa Fe faces a bigger problem, and that's the Skoda Kodiaq. It is bigger and cheaper, so we're telling you to go out and buy the Skoda Kodiaq, right? Not quite. The Santa Fe's hybrid tech is genuinely impressive in a big car like this because you get diesel-like levels of fuel economy without worrying about nasty particulates. It's also much better equipped than the Skoda. In summary, if you want a load of high-tech goodies, don't want a diesel, and aren't fussed about a posh badge on the bonnet, then the Santa Fe is very appealing. So what do you think of the new Hyundai Santa Fe? Do you reckon all the high-tech kit and gadgets are worth the extra over a Skoda Kodiaq? Let us know in the comments below, and if you're considering buying a used example, head to CarGurus.co.uk to find lots of great deals from top-rated dealers, including plenty of approved used examples. Plus, as ever, please do like this video and subscribe to the CarGurus UK YouTube channel.